Poor mental health will affect your ability to provide your children with the kind of parenting they require and deserve. It's for this reason that the foundation which should underlie everything you'll do to take care of those children is everything you'll do to take care of yourself. This is something which is at the very heart of the breakup plan, though it's not easy. There's no denying that. But if you're not doing all you can to safeguard your physical and emotional well-being, it can lead to anxiety, stress, exhaustion, and depression, all of which will affect and even change the kind of parent you are. In this respect, a poor night's sleep can lower our tolerance levels for bad or insufferable behavior, which in turn may cause us to be short-tempered or direct our anger and our dissatisfaction with life in general towards our children, to lash out at them even. While the long and sometimes drawn-out process of separation is often accompanied by less affection, less responsiveness, and less inclination to punish our children, as we end up consumed by our own grief and our own sadness, and leave ourselves blinded to theirs. Such children, who are punished or ignored by their parents, may learn there's a price to be paid for expressing their wants and needs. They may further learn that their wants and their needs are unimportant, and by extension, so are they. In fact, even those children who are not punished and not ignored may unwittingly learn the lesson that love hurts and should be avoided at all costs. These kinds of beliefs, once internalized, will cause them problems in all their future relationships, not to mention life in general, and will, almost inevitably, need dealing with at some point in that future. Equally damaging is involving or embroiling your children in your anguish, using them as an outlet for it, or allowing them to become that person who's responsible for your emotional needs. This would be especially damaging to children who want, more than anything, to make their parents feel better, but lack the knowledge and ability to take their pain away. These kinds of children, who feel forced or obligated into taking on the role of the adult, will often look back on their childhood with a sense of resentment or guilt. That doesn't mean, however, that you should hide your emotions. And one way you can affect your children in a positive way is by teaching them that life may definitely be unfair sometimes, but while you might not always be at your best, you are always trying, and you are always striving to do exactly what's best for your children. You see, what's really important here for you and your children is not the breakup itself, but your thoughts about the breakup, how you perceive the breakup, and how you envisage and prepare for your future in the aftermath of the breakup. After all, it's your reaction to the breakup that will have the biggest influence on your children's thoughts about the breakup, how they perceive the breakup, and how they envisage and prepare for their future in the aftermath of the breakup. When you look at it this way, you'll start to realize that any change you've made will have to be for the better. And if right now it isn't, you'll have to try your hardest and do everything that's humanly possible to one day make things better, for your sake and theirs. You should also reassure your children every single day and in every single way that one thing which will never change is your everlasting and unconditional love. For in all the things they may be unsure and uncertain about, if they always know this truth, they will always survive, they will always adapt, and they will always remember you did that for them. In summary, a family breakdown will increase the likelihood of negative outcomes for your children. But when all is said and done, it's your actions and those of your ex that are the deciding factor when it comes to the well-being of your children. A fact that nothing emphasizes better than this passage from Paul R. Amato, a leading researcher in the consequences of separation and divorce. Consider two young children with divorced parents. One child experiences a sharp decline in standard of living following parental separation. To stay within budget, the mother and child move from their home into a smaller apartment in a less desirable part of town. The child's mother, the primary residential parent, began to experience symptoms of depression shortly before the breakup. And this affects her ability to interact with her child in a warm and supportive way. Moreover, she tends to ignore her child much of the time, only to explode in a harsh and punitive manner when the child misbehaves. The child's father has relatively little contact with his child, and on those occasions when the father visits, he engages in loud, angry conflict with the mother. Much of the fighting is about the child, which makes the child feel responsible for what is happening. Despite the mother's depression, she has formed a relationship with another man. Although the new boyfriend occasionally spends the night with the mother, he does not interact much with the child. Given this constellation of factors, we would not be surprised to learn that this child is exhibiting a variety of serious symptoms of maladjustment. The second child experiences a decline in standard of living, but the decline is not so serious that it requires moving out of the family home. Despite the mother's sadness at the end of the marriage, she also views the divorce as an opportunity to have a better life. Moreover, she is able to focus on her child's needs rather than her own and maintains a firm but loving home environment. The father spends time with the child every week, and the two have maintained a close relationship. Moreover, although the mother and father hold some negative feelings about one another, they are able to set aside their disagreements and cooperate for the sake of the child. As a result, the child experiences similar routines and rules in the mother's and the father's households. Although both parents assume that they will form new relationships, they are waiting until they and the child have had a chance to adapt to new post-divorce realities before adding further complications to their lives. Given this particular constellation of factors, we would not be surprised to learn that the child is adjusting well to the divorce. The truth here is, with the right support and even more of your focused attention, your children can not only navigate this most unsettling of times, but can emerge from it even stronger and even happier than they would have been otherwise. As of course, can you.